Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hoppets. Today, checking out my first beer from Omnipollo's new church brewery. If you haven't followed this project, you definitely should go check it out. Omnipollo finally got their own brewery in Stockholm, or I think it's like just outside of Stockholm, or in an area of Stockholm, where they bought an old church and they refitted it with a brewery, a special custom-made brewery, so they could do all kinds of crazy things. Like they could do triple mash beers, and I think maybe even stronger, or maybe crazier. But it was custom built for things like that, so they could do it, within reasonable amounts of time. It's been quite a feat of engineering and stuff, I've been told, by Henok. Henok and I talked a bit back and forth about what was going on and whatnot. And he told me, like, as soon as I have something ready, I'll send you some cans, which he did. He just sent me a package with the first two beers to have at least a wider release. I think I'm not entirely sure if there's been a lot of releases from the brewery yet. I think these might be the first two that are actually getting out there. I've seen them do, stuff on on Instagram, but I think that might have been like contract brew stuff still. But they're finally doing it now at the church, and they're brewing beer. And they sent me their pastry stout and this one, which is a triple IPA. But Henrik also said there's going to be more easygoing sessionable stuff coming. So we're looking forward to that as well. But this is Trismegistus. This is a massive 10.2% triple IPA with barley malt, wheat, and oats, hopped with generous amounts of Citra and Galaxy. Apparently also one of Henok's favorite crops of Galaxy, he said. So those are the hops in this massive beer. It will be fun to try this one. When I just cracked it, the can was all of the cans of the triple IPA are a bit soft. And I also noticed like they were not filled to the exact brim. You see that with a lot of U.S. brewers, that they're filled like right to the top. But I think this might be because he grabbed them straight from the canning line. So it could be slightly low fills or something like that. But poured out a really thick looking bright yellow color. This looks like hop cum, like when Joe talks about stuff like that, or hop milk. This is crazy thick looking yellow hop juice, and it smells so intense. I can smell it from here. Usually this is really fresh too. It was canned on the 21st, so it's like 12 days. I'm drinking this on the 2nd of August, so like it could probably sit in the can for a bit, but I also just wanted to crack it. And he sent me more than one so I can get to try it, with just a little bit of age. But yeah, man, this will be fun. Seeing how their first, crazy big beer, at least at the brewery, will be. The other one also sounds interesting because it's a stout and it's got nitro in it, which sounds really cool. But yeah, I mean, it looks nuts. Just thick and hazy yellow. Kind of like monkish triple IPAs. I'm hoping for good things here. Let's check out the aroma. Woo! That is intense. See, the thing is, there's loads of Galaxy. There's tons of Galaxy hop. But there's also tons of Galaxy hops, like, earthy heritage. Like, there's that, like, earthy, resiny, slightly peppery German hop heritage. It's definitely there. But there's loads of overripe. Like, it's a Galaxy bomb. There's loads of overripe, melon, like green melon, and overripe cantaloupe melon. So much. I'm a bit afraid that this is going to be so crazy intense. It's going to be like Headroom, like it's a taster type triple IPA. Also, just looking at it, because there's so much lupulin powder in suspension. There's definitely also like a sweet tropical juicy fruit vibe, which I'm guessing is from Citra. But man, it does remind me of something like Headroom, or just some of those like really, really out there, crazy, heavily hop-centric IPAs, triple IPAs. But Headroom really is and Max Headroom is what springs to mind. It smells crazy. Let's try it. Cheers, and thanks to Henok and Omnipollo for the beer. Whoa, it's thick. I'm surprised. Like, there is a lot of hop flavor, but it's not got a hop burn. That's one of the big things. It's not crazy carbonated. I think it's a bit soft. Like, there's definitely some carbonation, but it's not crazy well carbonated. But man, it is uber saturated Galaxy flavor. It is totally like monkish style IPAs, cross between like a Max Headroom or Headroom, but just a little bit less biting. Holy shit, there's so much Galaxy flavor. Really overripe and juicy, but bright as well. Oh man, I wish it had a bit more carbonation. Like that's one of the only things like on this. And then also maybe a little less of that kind of spicy Galaxy Edge, but I don't mind it because it's not too much. It really helps balance out some of the like the juiciness of it. It's interesting. It's almost like there's almost like an oniony or garlicky hop flavor as you'd find in like some old school IPAs, but it's massively thick. This is like one of the thickest triple IPAs I think I've had. It's almost like an Imperial Stout in terms of mouthfeel. It's so thick. It's almost too much for its own good. Really thick and coating. Citrus definitely there as well. It's like an overripe, kind of bright, dank citrus edge. I don't think it's too dank. Like nothing crazy, but yeah, it's really good. I took this straight out of the fridge, and I think that's a good idea because it's a triple IPA. Although it's really drinkable, like I think this will get cloying and whatnot in the long run because there is some sweetness and whatnot, but I don't think it's too much. But man, that is hop-centric beer galore, and that's one of the things I've been saying. Actually, to be honest, 100% honest, I was a bit scared when I cracked this because the can was a bit soft and everything, and I poured it and just like this hop milk coming out. I was like, oh, is this gonna be scraping? But no, not really. I'm guessing they've had this sitting in a tank for quite a while. Like quite a while. And I think they also maybe wanted to do something like this to test out how the equipment does with like crazy amounts of protein rich grains and stuff like that, and do a like huge rich triple IPA, and also have something really impactful and intense as the first beer from the new brewery. But I'd say this is definitely a sharer because it's so strong and it's really impactful. There's a little bit of bitterness, but it's nothing crazy. And there is a bit of that, like, I don't want to say raw hop flavor, but there's a little bit on the back end. But I've had much more hop burn. Like, just Trillium Headroom and Max Headroom is more hop burny than this. But so much Galaxy flavor. Crazy. Like, if you love American crazy triple IPAs, you'll love this. I prefer doubles and singles, but this is really good. It's by no means the best I've had, but it's in the ballpark of what I want, because if I have to drink a triple IPA, because it's like bright and hop-centric and uplifting while still somewhat juicy. Like, it is an IPA after all, and it also has a little bit of dryness and bitterness on the back end. Not a lot, but a little. Like, it offers some of the things I prefer in IPAs. It's not like overripe, sweet, gushing juice all the way. There is some hop character, which is, there's loads of it, but that's what I want. Yeah, and then it's also not too cloying. Like, and I'm not just sitting here praising this beer because it's a beer that Omnipollo sent. I think it's good. I think it definitely, for the first beer, I think at least of this caliber on the system, it does quite go. It's quite well made. But I also feel like it's a beer that could definitely do with a little bit of work. Again, carbonation isn't like crazy high. It's very, very soft. I think that's something a lot of people will talk about as well. And then I think maybe I don't know, just a little bit more. Like, it is still fairly bright. Like, I don't know what I think it's just maybe it's just maybe, I don't know, a different crop or a different hop than Galaxy and Citra together. Like, I have an idea that this is a crazy hop saturated beer. There's probably a lot of hops in here. I don't know. No, it is really fucking good. I don't know if there's much to change about the hop flavor. Maybe just add the Nelson bad boy, and then I'd be happy, because I love beers like this with Nelson. But it's very monkish-like. I totally see there's an inspiration there, and I know Henok has brewed with monkish a few times, and they have like the space cooking and whatnot, so it's in that vein. But when this gets dialed in more and they work more with the system, they're going to be knocking out, if they keep up like this, they're going to be starting to knock out some of the best IPAs in Europe. But as it is right now, I'm going like 93, 92. I think it's a good triple IPA, but something I might not want to crush on my own in the long run. But that's just a general thing for me with triple IPAs. This and a double IPA with a little bit more carbonation, I'd be totally stoked. So yeah, off to a good start. And the fun thing is, the more I drink it, like the more I'm getting of like juicy, overripe Melanie Galaxy flavor than earthiness and whatnot, like the garlicky things. And I don't mind those. They're nice. It shouldn't always be all dainty juice, as I talk about. And then Citra plays in with a little bit of dankness, and then just like classic Citra flavors. There's some overripe citrus fruit and some tropical flavors, but Galaxy's definitely the dominating player flavor-wise right now for me. or just like brightness of Citra. But man, this is crazy. Also because it's so thick. It might even be too thick for me. It is a little bit drying, but it's very oily. But great hop flavor on it. So yeah, that was fun to try. I think it's the first time I ever have a triple IPA this fresh that's not just scraping my palate out, which is really impressive. But yeah, I think 93 is good for this. 425 on Untapped. Really good triple IPA. I'm looking forward to try more beers from the new brewery in Sweden, in the church. So if you guys have a chance to check this one out, it's going to drop very soon. I might have posted the video before it drops. It has a bigger release. But as soon as Trismegistus drops, I definitely think you should try some. If you love triple IPAs and big hop-centric IPAs in the monkish kind of style, West Coast-esque, you'll love this. Because it's not all dainty juice. It's a combo of lots of hop flavor, a little bit of bitterness, and definitely also juiciness. So, there you go. Really nice stuff. Good job, guys. So if you guys had this already, let me know what you thought of it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers and some delicious triple IPA. See you guys in another beer review.